To Liverpool, where preparations are getting going for one of the biggest stages in the world, Eurovision, of course, which the UK is hosting on behalf of Ukraine, who won last year. We can show you the stage, which is meant to represent a huge hug to show the open arms from Europe to Ukraine, the country that's been hit so hard by conflict. So we wanted to see how people in Ukraine feel watching what's going on in Liverpool from afar. Timur is the country's Eurovision presenter, their equivalent of Graham Norton. And I asked him what it all meant to him in these difficult times.
It's not about music. It's better to say not only about music, because it has a lot of different values, equality, diversity, and so on, so on, so on. And it's not the empty words. It's true. And last year's Eurovision 2022, I think showed it to the whole world that it's not just an empty words, because you know that Eurovision was invented almost 70 years ago, just to unite all the nations around the peace after the Second World War. And last year and this year, in this, I think, darkest times of in US history, not only of Ukraine, but all the continent and the whole world, Eurovision has proved all these values last year.
Are you ready to have a good time?
Eurovision is music, love, and diversity.
What did Ukraine winning last year mean for you?
I know that millions and millions of Ukrainians, not only in Ukraine, but abroad, they just sit it in front of TV sets, maybe not at their homes because they had to flee their homes, but they've been sitting in front of TV sets and just crying. Even me in commentary booths.
You've been on air, well, under the threat of bombardment. Can you tell us what that was like?
We had to go underground to do our job. All of our channels have right now additional studios in the bunkers.
Have you done other projects to help people on the front line?
Sure, all of us volunteering all the time from the first days. I've made maybe 50 or 60,000 kilometers by car, moving some stuff for military, some humanitarian aid.
And have you been to the front line with that kind of help?
Yeah, a couple of times with the concerts for military. Tomorrow I go into front line once again, maybe not on the front line, but to the hospital near the front line with a charity concert for military, just to raise their morale, to show them that we are together with them.
What was that like?
It's the best events, I think, because our military have so great morale, and we charging from them, really charging from them, because they know better what's the price of life.
There it is. Eurovision is officially in Liverpool.
And Liverpool's a very vibrant city with a proud history of music. Do you think Ukrainians have anything in common with Scousers?
I think yes. During my visit to Liverpool, I've been thinking that Liverpool reminds me of Mariupol. Of course, Mariupol, much younger city than Liverpool, but it's at the same time, it's a port city. It's a very musical city because there we had a lot of different musical festivals on the seashore, and it was very painful to see that at that time Mariupol were destroyed by a Russian army, and I don't know how many times we need to rebuild this city, but we definitely will. And of course, I hope that as sometime we will have an opportunity to invite all the people to Mariupol. Maybe Mariupol and Liverpool gonna be some brother cities.
Last, how about coming back and being our special Eurovision correspondent?
Yeah, deal.
Excellent, it's a deal. Thank you so much for coming and speaking to us, and take care of yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we will keep checking in as we approach the big event in May. Now, since Christmas,